Hey, I'm Ray Parker. I played Darth Maul in Phantom Menace and Solo, a Star Wars story, and G.I. Joe, Snake Eyes, and you're listening to Disney Universe Podcast.
We would be honored if you would join us.
To infinity and beyond!
I'm Mary Poppins, y'all!
You are without doubt the worst pirate I've ever heard of.
But you have heard of me.
I only hope that we never lose sight of one thing. That it was all started by a mouse.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Happy Star Wars month. Yes, we are still celebrating. We got a full house here, and we got an awesome set of topics. We're doing a combination tonight, but before we do that, introductions. I am one of your hosts, Joey. Of course, I'm joined by my two awesome hosts, the Big Smooth and the Son of Darkness. What's up, Alex and Ryan? Ryan's back.
I'm back. Thanks for holding down the fort, guys. I had to move, so... They were after me, so I had to change location. The mouse was after me.
The government was after you.
The mouse stopped at the border. He's like, I'm not chasing you over there. The mouse starts in Mexico.
Starts in Mexico.
Right. I'm glad I'm glad you're back, dude. This is a perfect episode since one of the topics of tonight is the 5th anniversary of Rise of Skywalker, or as you thought it was going to be called, Son of Darkness. You are the Son of Darkness, so that lasted longer with you than it did with this movie. But no,
they could write on the title. They could just change it. We could just wake up one morning and on Disney Plus it'll say Son of Darkness, and we'll be like, "What is this new movie?" And it would just be Rise of Skywalker.
It'd be like, I guess Ryan finally got that CEO of Disney job. He was,
That's the first thing I'm changing when I get the job.
Wow. Well, glad that's not happening. Sorry, just kidding. What's up, Alex? How you doing, man?
What's up? Doing well, man. Just enjoying the sunshine and Star Wars month. You know, drinking Star Wars beers. I had a really good one from our friends, or some friends in San Diego. I believe it's the Digital Jedi. It's a West Coast Pilsner from North Park Beer, but it's not in. It wasn't cold enough for me, so
gotcha.
Save that for our next meeting.
Yeah, and there, like you said, there's been plenty of awesome Star Wars beers, and yeah, we are still celebrating Star Wars month since it seems like everybody gets excited at the beginning. We got May the 1st, 501st Day, May the 4th, Revenge of the 5th, Revenge of the 6th, all that stuff. But we celebrate all month. I mean, today is actually the Empire Strikes Back's 44th anniversary. The other day was Attack of the Clones, so we are heavy in it. But tonight we are going to be talking about the 5th anniversary of Rise of Skywalker, along with Galaxy's Edge at both Disney World and Disneyland. But before we get to some of those, we got our regular mousekeeping. So let's see if he remembers the stuff here. Ryan, Son of Darkness, where can people find us if they're not watching us already?
Okay, so way to confuse me. So right now you're on
myself.
YouTube, and you can find us at the DUTV on YouTube. And if you'd like to interact with us everywhere else, you can just look up the Disney Universe Podcast. And if you'd like to listen to us, you can look up the Walt's Apartment Podcast, and we are under their umbrella of shows.
Awesome. And if they're on YouTube, what can they do if they're not?
Oh, you can like, subscribe, smash that like button. You know what the kids say. Just subscribe to us.
Come on, man. You're one of those kids. What?
Yeah.
Right on. Yes.
But yeah, no. Like, subscribe. Yeah. Get our numbers up. Help us out.
Smash that bell.
Smash.
Hulk smash. And of course, we could not do this show with some very special folks, some family, some crew. And we love to shout them out because we love them. Alex, who is that crew?
Well, you see now, this crew is from a long time ago on a Patreon not so far away. That's right, it's the DU crew. These are one amazing group of people who support this podcast, and you can be one of them too. This amazing crew starts and ends with Jen, Alfredo, Sasquatch, Big Papa Disney, Sean, Wedge Antilles, of course, John Z, and Tyler. We couldn't do this show without you guys, and we thank you so much for battling through the galaxy with us in a podcast not so far away here at the Disney Universe. If you want to join them too, make sure you head over to patreon.com/DU Crew and join one of the 2 tiers so that I can be talking about you as part of this amazing galactic crew. Yeah.
Yeah, buddy. Always bringing the heat with that one. And while I always forget
how well that mic would work for close-up speech with the speaker so loud.
Well, it worked out awesome. And I forgot to post our Star Wars month graphic. Hey, we're all in frame still. So I'm between the ears. Look at that. I think Ryan's frozen, but
oh, there he is.
Do you see me?
Right on. He's back. Guess who's back? Right on. Well, thank you, crew. We love you guys and hope to see you all soon. And we got some stuff planned for you all real soon. I know I keep saying that, but seriously, got that going on. So here we go. We are going to be talking about, like I said, Galaxy's Edge 5th anniversary and starting with the Rise of Skywalker. So the first happy anniversary. This was the final film in the Skywalker saga. Came out in December of 2019. So I'm just going to start off here with you guys. What was your hype level for this final movie? I will start with Alex.
I don't remember. I don't know. I mean, obviously, I guess I was pretty hyped. It's the ending. Got to stick the landing. Yeah, I was hyped. I went. I enjoyed it, but I don't know. Maybe time will be good to it, and I will look fondly upon it the way I now do 25 years later to Phantom Menace. As we sit and talk, I'll definitely pick out moments and things I enjoyed, but I think overall underwhelmed as far as the conclusion of the Skywalker saga, 9-film conclusion. But going into it, just as stoked as I was. I guess I was probably a little more stoked for episode 7 because we had the lull in between movies. And at the point because 9 came out after Solo and Andor, right? That's the last Star Wars film we got.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It came out after Solo and Rogue One.
Rogue One, yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Andor the movie.
Yeah, exactly. The ending.
Yeah. I was hyped. I know at the time I was in San Francisco. I can't remember if it was which one it was. I got tickets. Well, you said December? I think this might have been the one I took my parents to see at the Metreon, the big IMAX screen in San Francisco. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Good
movie.
What
about you, Ryan?
Well, I was same as Alex, not as hyped for 7 as I was for this one, but I was still extremely hyped because we had Celebration. We got to go to the trailer premiere. We were around everything, saw the poster for the first time, saw that big mural, and then we found the end of the mural. Remember on that little iPad from that artist? And there was just like so much extra that I got to do for this movie that I've never done for any other Star Wars movie. So there was that. So I was pretty hyped going into that movie. Not as disappointed as I was with 8, but still left disappointed. We'll talk about moments and stuff, but the hype level was high. Yeah, I think wouldn't be as high if I didn't do Celebration, but got that McDonald's Happy Meal box somewhere still. The
toque.
hype level was hype. Yeah, the toque. Yeah, I forgot I don't know where that toque is. I gotta find that too.
Nice. Yeah. Same with me. I mean, anytime you go to a celebration that's headlined by a movie coming out, it's the hype level was really high, especially being in the room that premiered the trailer, the title, had all the cast. I'm not even going to dwell too much on the hype. I'm actually just going to show the trailer video that we shot from the arena. I think it was the Wintrust Arena in Chicago.
I was just going to ask if you had any of those other clips of you guys talking.
Yeah,
where Ryan said it was going to be called Rise of Skywalker.
It's somewhere in there, but here's the trailer of episode 9 at the time, live from Star Wars Celebration.
We're gonna get out of your way, but mostly, thank you so much.
Hear it okay?
Hope you enjoy it.
And that was J.J. Abrams.
Oh my God.
Matthew Jonas.
And sorry, I missed the end.
Everybody.
Yeah.
I forgot about this.
It's like, yay! Shh. Whoa. I think I dropped the recorder there.
We've passed on all we know. 1,000 generations live in you now. But this is your fight.
I get chills again.
No one's ever really gone.
Is that you with the
Yeah,
that was Joey. Yeah,
that was totally me.
And you had not noticed Ian McDermott walking out on stage at that point?
No, because
was that why you were going
No. It was the
just
title. Hype. The video does not do justice what that room felt like at that moment. I got the audio because you see him standing, like they put the lights on, not too shortly after I cut from the video, and everybody's like, wait, is that? No, wait, yeah, no, what? Then he does his roll it again.
Yeah,
and everybody just But Ryan can vouch, with the hype that I was in tears and we were just, I don't know, we were shaking all the way across the street, not just because it was cold, but just
it was freezing.
Just the fact that being in that room for that moment and seeing the cast and everything, but seeing the trailer, it's just it was awesome. And every time I see that, I share that every once in a while. Every time I see it, I get chills. Same thing as The Force Awakens when we were in the room, and the whole Chewie we're home moment with like thousands of Star Wars fans was amazing. But Yeah, so the hype level was pretty high. It was being the fact that J.J. Abrams came back and to finish this off, and it wasn't the Son of Darkness; it was Rise of Skywalker, and everybody instantly loved that title. So
I guess it's all right.
yeah, it's not bad. But then fast forward. That was in April of 2019. Fast forward to December, Christmas time, and we finally see the movie. The Last Jedi kind of split the fandom. So there were people that were going into this movie not excited, but then there's people that were felt like there's going to be redeemed. So when this movie officially came out, what was your initial reaction? And this time I'll start with Ryan.
Initially, I don't know if there's like a post-game press conference from like a soccer coach, and he goes he's asked how the team played. He's like, sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit. Have you seen that?
Yeah.
That's exactly what as soon as the movie ended, I turned to my friend, and that's exactly what I said. The moments were either amazing in that movie, or I thought they were shit. So, I love and hate it. If that's a fair answer.
No, that is a fair answer.
Yeah.
What about you, Alex? Initial reaction?
I think good. I mean, I'm generally a glass is half full on everything. I'm never not excited for Star Wars. I just think it's so hard to stick the landing on something like that. And in that particular case, with the trilogy that ended up being kind of disjointed, it was, it's like, what's he going to do to bring it all home? I guess as we have the beauty of seeing now here 5 years later, it's taken some more building in backstory into other television and animation over time to kind of make the landing stick a little more.
Yeah.
Hashtag Operation Necromancer.
Yeah. Absolutely. No, yeah. My initial reaction.
They never say that in the movie, right? There was something I had a problem with when it happened, but I guess there was a launch through Roadblocks or Sims or what's that fucking popular ass kids
Fortnite.
Yeah, there was a Fortnite premiere or a clip, and it was, how the opening scroll says the dead speak and everything. It was the transmission about the. And I guess we might hear it over the beginning, but I don't think it's everything. Whatever they heard was never actually included in the movie, and it was great context as to what the hell was going on.
Oh, okay.
As far as the whole Palpatine has returned, and because I'm pretty sure our only explanation is what he says to Kylo, and when he finally finds his way to Exegol. And then, of course, the classic line from Poe Dameron, somehow Palpatine returned. That's all you need to say. They'll buy it.
Shout out to Screen Crush and their shirt.
Crush. Yes, gotta get that shirt.
So my initial reaction was, no matter, I liked it. Is it a great movie? No. Is there flaws? Yeah. Is it enjoyable? Hell yeah. I mean, I love the new characters that we're introduced to. So it just sucks that we had to wait to the third movie to see them all cooked together. Because the cast is amazing. And, I know, we all know that this was supposed to be Leia's big movie, but obviously Carrie Fisher passed away after Last Jedi. So they were limited on what they could do. So the way they worked her was great. Seeing Lando again, that was great. But JJ had a lot to do. The sequel trilogy will always have suffered from, like you said, the lack of consistency between the entire trilogy. So they stand alone as good solo movies, in my opinion, but it's hard to put them as a trilogy minus the characters. But I thought he did a good job sticking the landing with what he had. One thing I really recommend, if people have the time, is to either read or listen to the audio version of this. I'm going to do the rest of the sequel trilogy because they have, for some reason, the audio versions they have the novelizations are expanded edition, so there's a lot of scenes. So the way it actually starts with like Kylo Ren, hunting down the Wayfinder, but he's actually hunting down. He talks as like Dark Side Oracle, and I mean it's really creepy and stuff, and really cool. There's scenes where like.
So you're talking about the audiobook of the novelization of Rise of Skywalker?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
and
there's
the
like
novelization comes after the movie?
Yeah, usually like a week or two or something. But like it shows Rey, building her lightsaber that we see at the end of the movie all the way at the beginning, but it's not working. So that's why she is using Luke's saber, because Leia has it. So she keeps returning it to Leia. But Leia's like, no, just hang on to it, keep it until yours is ready and stuff like that. And scenes with like when fast forwarding, but when they think, and spoiler alert if you haven't seen it in the last 5 years, when they think Chewie's dead, but then he's actually captured. Kylo actually interrogates him same way he interrogates Rey in Force Awakens, and then it almost like he goes through and he's basically all of Chewie's memories of him and Kylo when Kylo was Ben as like a infant and a toddler and stuff. So like those scenes are very powerful. So, but yeah, long-winded answer initially. I really liked it. So, but like Ryan said earlier, there's good stuff and bad stuff. But since it's a celebration, let's kind of focus on the good stuff. So what were some of your guys' favorite moments, characters, anything from this movie? And I'll go with Alex first on this one. See how I rotate?
I always go with you, Joey.
Thank you. Black.
Babu Frick, definitely one of my favorite parts, favorite characters. I think I left that film saying "hey hey" for a month at least. That was awesome. Learning that Poe Dameron was once a drug dealer, I thought that was cool.
Yeah, pretty much.
Spice, because you're running that spice.
How do you know all that shifty stuff?
Felicity was in this movie in like a cool Rocketeer meets Iron Man type costume. That was cool. Zori Bliss.
That was a cool costume.
I really love the design. R.I.P. short-lived Creature Shop character Bulio from the intro to the movie when they're transferring the information from the mole, and the way he says, "What does it? Finn say? How do we repay you?" And he says, "Win the war."
Win the war.
Every time I rewatch the movie, I got to quote Bulio, of whose head we see Knights of Ren got to later in the film. But yeah, that'd be a cool mask if I ever got a opportunity to get a screen accurate, of course.
Nice. Quiz time. Do you know who voiced Bulio? Anybody?
No, I don't. I would be taking stabs in the dark, but I want to say it's someone from like animation or something.
Yeah, they can be considered animation, but they're also known as Luke Skywalker. Mark Hamill.
Oh, nice.
Did the voice for him. So
the Joker, you weren't far off.
Yeah, that's why I was like animation. Yeah,
Star Wars animation. I was going to say it was like Matt Lanter or one of those guys.
Sam Witwer.
Yeah.
But what about you? Yeah, those are great ones. I love Babu Frick. Loved when they showed up on The Mandalorian, and not sure if it was him, but his species, and I quote him a lot too. So, what about you, Ryan?
Aliens.
Some of your favorite moments, or
so I'm gonna go with favorite moment in the moment, and I talked about it when the movie came out, but I love when they killed Chewie. Because I was like, wow, they're taking swings. Like everyone's dying. Like this is really the end. So in the moment, that was one of my favorite moments, if that makes sense. Not because I hate Chewie. I just love it. I just love it when I thought they were like, holy, they're taking swings. Like this is it.
Rise of Skywalker, directed by Quentin Tarantino.
So another time, sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit. When Kylo and Rey were using like the telepath, like they're talking through just the Force, and then they would show up. When they had like a couple of their fight one. Is it one or maybe is it two? When they're using their like doing that, and then they actually have a lightsaber battle. I thought that was well done. I think it was in that white room. It was like all white glass, kind of. You know what I'm talking about? I definitely should have watched this last night.
I think it was like Kylo was on the ship, and it was when Rey was down on the Kajimi planet, maybe.
Yeah.
If opposite, she was up in the ship, and they were down on the planet,
and then he showed up.
Oh, and he's like, "I see where you are." Yeah.
Because he couldn't know who she was until the Vader thing got cracked.
They started doing that in Last Jedi, right?
Yeah, and then they
she was out on the. And the cool thing when they start like having fights or conversation, but what they do affects like the real surroundings of the other person. Reminds me of a show that was on Netflix. I mean, I don't think anything ever was. It's still, I guess some stuff leaves, but not the original content. Sense8. I don't know if anybody ever saw that one.
I heard of it, but I haven't seen it.
Directed by the Wachowskis, who directed Matrix. But it was about a group of people who were all born at the same time in different places in the world, and they shared this weird connection where they could communicate to each other and like be in two places. And I just remember watching the making of and how when they shot the show, they had to shoot around the world on location, but they would shoot a whole conversation in one place, and then they'd have to shoot that same conversation in another place 2 months later in the same exact wardrobe and hit the same exact spots where they're standing so that they could cut it and make it look like they're in both places at the same time. It's pretty cool.
Interesting.
Yeah. That and the same thing on when they showed the behind the scenes of this scene too. So yeah, but that was a cool scene because like they couldn't see each other's backgrounds, but just each other. Because there's times where it made it look like she was in his background, but then she was also in her, on the ship and stuff.
Yeah.
So that was really cool cut scenes and stuff.
Yeah, it's like there's kind of like the killing Chewie, like taking swings and trying something new.
Yeah. Gosh, I think one of my favorite scenes was I like the opening. And it, of course, because it had the Falcon, but like when Poe is actually piloting the Falcon with Chewie, and kind of going through that ice planet, then like when they get the information. But I mean, it seems a little far fetched, but just the light speed skipping, that whole scene was actually kind of cool. Then of course, just seeing all the ships show up at the end was really cool. The surprise moment was, when Harrison Ford showed up. I thought that, the whole like poetic mirror of what happened in Force Awakens with that scene was awesome. And we get another famous, I know from Han Solo, which I'm always a sucker for. So, yeah, and there's a lot of awesome moments in here. The seeing B-wings again, flying, and yeah, I wish I could say lightsaber battles, but they were kind of, even though the one with Kylo and Rey outside of on the rain was kind of cool.
The downed Death Star.
Yeah, that was actually a really cool one.
I thought that scene, just picturesque wise, and the scope of that was really cool. I think you kind of got introduced to that from Rise of Skywalker with the downed Imperial cruiser that she's living in and stuff. And then, of course, the scene where they're flying through it as they leave Jakku. And so, yeah, I don't think I had one thought between then and when Rise of Skywalker came out of, I wonder what happened to the downed Death Stars.
Yeah.
Sure enough, that's cool to see. And not only actually getting to go in, getting that bit of a refrain from the Imperial March as they go past the throne. That was all really cool. I dug that.
Yeah. One more, I think my favorite scene, and it's the scene is full of callbacks, but it's when she's back on Octo and, destroying the TIE fighter and everything. Then she gets a lightsaber and goes to throw it in the fire, and it's caught by Force Ghost Luke. and then like the Force theme starts pumping in, and he's like, a Jedi's weapon deserves, to be treated better, which is funny because when she hands it to him for the first time, he tosses it behind him. So that was kind of like a little reverse role. But then the fact that he rises his X-Wing out with Yoda's theme playing, mirroring the Empire Strikes Back scene. Happy 44th anniversary of Empire Strikes Back today. I love that whole scene because it's like Luke did fully kind of do a full circle and became that Obi-Wan Yoda figure that he gave up on, that people forgot after he failed with Last Jedi. So I love that whole scene with Force Ghost Luke.
And he came from the fire, so he's kind of like Phoenix, Jean Grey, X-Men 97. Watch it.
Yeah. And also a quick shout out to John Williams' little cameo in the bar in Kijimi. So
that's right.
But yeah, then
we thought we weren't going to see him again after that.
I know, right?
Man, that's the only reason why I want them to pump out Star Wars. Although it's in good hands with Kiner Music and Ludwig Göransson, And I guess who did Rogue One? Was that Michael Giacchino?
Michael Giacchino, yes.
Yeah, there's good people out there.
Oh yeah. I guess that was a positive. This isn't really a negative, but as movie fans that we are, what, like, if you could change, I mean, what would you change about this movie?
Start with you, Joe.
Start with me.
Look at that. Got him.
Got him.
Got him.
Yeah. Shit. So the big thing I would change, and this isn't just this movie, but it's the entire trilogy, would be consistency. Even if you're going to switch directors like they did, still have the same cohesive story all the way through. And I think that would have been number one for this movie.
Didn't they throw George's story out before Force Awakens? I want to say hear him talking about it, and I'm sure he talked about the clip. He's never really going to hold back.
Yeah, they kind of, because he handed the treatment after he sold them, and they're kind of like, yeah, cool, like Luke with the lightsaber. Just same thing with Colin Trevorrow, because he was originally the director for this movie, and he got kind of kicked off way early in production. But I mean, I would have made more epic lightsaber battles. One thing that I really thought was going to happen, I just remembered now, was early on, Matt Smith from Doctor Who was cast as, well, he was cast to be in the movie. And then the way, I'm like, I thought he was going to be like a young Palpatine clone, because he looks kind of like Ian McDermott. So the whole scene when Palpatine like sucks out the Force powers of Ben, redeemed Ben and Rey, his eyes glow. He kind of gets more of his form back. I thought he was actually going to form into Matt Smith as a younger Palpatine, which I thought would have been pretty badass. But that didn't happen.
Matt Smith is the one who's in House of the Dragon?
Yeah.
Can we still get him, please? I would love him.
Exactly. So that's what especially once Palpatine got his powers back and his bony fingers turned fleshy and stuff. Yeah. I thought that's what was going to happen, but it didn't. So,
but we already got young Palpatine in Phantom Menace.
Yeah, but like a younger Palpatine Prime. So what about, who wants to go? I'll
go kind of like the same as you. Like, the things I'd want to change in this movie are affected by things I'd change in the last movies. So keeping Luke alive is the biggest thing, because his death doesn't make any sense to me. I think it's stupid. He forced too hard and died. But yeah, so like just little things like that. You have lightsaber battles. That, even though it's sick when I watched it the first time, that lightsaber duel with Rey and Kylo teaming up against the guards, how like after you slow it down and see how wonky that is.
You talking about the one from The Last Jedi?
Yeah. Oh yeah, now I'm on the wrong movie. But yeah, just more lightsaber battles.
Little sidebar about that fight. There's a really cool video where it syncs up to the Immigrant Song by Led Zeppelin.
I've seen that. Yeah.
And when on May the 4th, all the movies were on TV, and I was showing them at the brewery, and I was there all day. So by the end of the night, feeling it. And when it came on, I put on Immigrant Song in the brewery. And while there are cuts to other scenes during it, the YouTube version is a super cut, so it's just the fight. But
okay, I gotta watch that.
It's great with that song.
Yeah, I've seen that. That is pretty awesome.
Okay, I gotta watch that again.
Sorry. Anyway, we'll save that for Last Jedi.
Yeah. What about you, Alex?
Yeah.
Or you still got more?
No. I think that's it. Yeah, just more lightsaber. Like kind of what you said, but little things that I changed from past movies that affected things that they had to do in this movie because the last movies, and you could just go back and forth. But, and I would have kept Chewie dead.
How dare you?
Balls, right? Have the balls to do it. Don't just mess with us.
Yeah.
No disrespect, Chewie. I'm not trying to kill you, but I think, and now as I'm thinking about this was my feeling leaving the movie. And I remember audibly saying this in the theater. I don't think anyone shushed me, but I do think a couple other people groaned. Don't make them kiss. Why did you make them kiss? I never bought the love story there. And even into this film, I still felt it was like a familial, you're on the Force side, the Jedi side of the Force family. Come join us, be with us. And then it just felt like he was kissing his sister. It was weird.
Keeping it in Star Wars.
Yeah.
On brand.
No, Luke kissing Leia was totally different because we come to find out later on, it was more just making Han jealous. This was, in the moment, I felt it was Disney trying to make it a princess movie. It was fucking weird. I didn't like it. And I couldn't even tell you if Kylo or Rey was the princess in that situation because
he was Sleeping Beauty.
When they kissed each other, they were both alive at the moment. I don't know. I hated that. I hate it.
That's fair. I didn't see a romantic. I didn't see it as a romantic kiss, but yeah, I know a lot of people were like, "No, yay, no!" Then he died. I know even people were like, I've seen videos on YouTube of
What's
the
it,
whole
a kiss of mercy? It wasn't a familial kiss. That's not for sure.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you're dying and like you sacrificed and you're good now, so I'll like let you go out on a dub or what?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't think there was a whole lot of romance, but it was kind of like happy that he is redeemed.
I'll have to hear someone else's angle on it because I don't know. It just felt like they were trying to force the romance angle, and it just seemed really awkward to do it at that point in the story.
It's like, oh, here you go, Raylo. They kiss, and now he died.
Yeah, we'll ship Raylo for anybody who wanted that, and for everybody who didn't, which was the vocal majority.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I don't know why. I just can't. I feel like that Nikki Glaser or Gronk, like me, no, to talk right now. But I have reasons why I don't think it was romantic, but I just can't spit them out right now. But we'll talk about it later. I know a lot of people are groaning too when she said her name was Rey Skywalker. There's YouTube videos of people like, no, don't say it. Don't say it. She says it. No. So.
When like if she doesn't say that, does the title make any sense? No. Yeah.
Well, they brought Luke back.
Like the equivalent of them saying somehow Palpatine returned. Whatever, they'll buy it. This will tie it all together.
Yeah. So
fuck that. I'm getting angry now. See, this is why we talked about this first.
Hey, you know what could have fixed that scene?
Son of Darkness? I don't know.
Yeah, they just called it Son of Darkness.
Bring Darth Maul back again?
Dude, that would have been crazy if she's like, I'm Rey Skywalker, and Darth Maul just pops up and chops her.
No,
that was the last thing we were going to do is what would you change, right?
Well, there's the meme
we were just doing.
That's just what we did, yeah. There's a meme that just came out the other day. It was that scene, like, who are you, Rey? Rey who? She looks and there's Darth Maul. She's like, Ray Park.
Yeah.
That would have been so funny.
Yeah, so
it's funny because this also came out the same year. It's the last episode of Game of Thrones. So talk about taking L's, man.
Yeah.
Endgame came out that year or no?
The year before, I think.
Year after?
I don't know.
It wasn't 2020.
But we did get something good that year.
I think it was Endgame. Isn't it 5-year anniversary Endgame?
It might have been. Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I feel like it was weird having the culmination of Star Wars, Marvel Cinematic Universe to the time, and Game of Thrones all be happening in the same year.
Yeah, because Endgame came out earlier in the year in the spring.
April
same time as Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess as far as culminations go, obviously Endgame won that one.
Just a little bit.
Where would you put this over this versus the finale of Game of Thrones?
That's rough because I'm one of the few that didn't hate the finale of Game of Thrones. I mean, it had its faults, but that's a totally different podcast.
The finale episode, yeah. The finale season, and I mean, even there was lots of good shit came from it. I love that was when we as a people got so into it, like to find the water bottle in the Starbucks cup.
Yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah.
Oh, man. First of all, how does that happen?
I mean, they definitely checked out.
How many other films have done shit like that we didn't notice because it wasn't a thing that we as a world were watching and looking at under a microscope like that?
Well, there was that scene in Mandalorian where there was that guy in the t-shirt and jeans that was like
that was season 1, right?
Season 1 or 2.
Okay.
But
I vaguely remember that one.
Well,
I guess it's all in the same time frame.
Disney Plus erased him, so you can't find him no more. But no, yeah, I think that's it for Rise of Skywalker. It's enjoyable. It's a great scene in Star Tours. I think they did a great one on there.
Which one did they do the Death Star?
Yeah, so you're underwater, then you see all the Dianoga under there and all that.
Damn, I think I might only got that one once. And obviously we got to wait a while until it goes back in rotation.
Yeah.
I'm assuming end of Season of the Force, they'll throw the rotation back up, or you think they'll run it longer?
They might run it through the summer, maybe, then bring it back.
I can see it coming back in like at Halloween or Christmas time.
Yeah, so we'll have a full summer of #ForceSuck. Thank you, Ryan.
Yeah, I forgot. Was I wrong? You guys saw it, right? Oh yeah, I haven't even talked to you guys. Isn't that crazy? He sucked the frog.
That was pretty cool.
I forgot about that.
But speaking of Disneyland, I mean that. Unless you guys have anything else on Rise of Skywalker, I mean,
we close the book on that for another 5 years.
Yeah, and I still watch it every once in a while. It's got some great action.
It's in there. It's in the rotation. You know.
But one thing that is near and dear to our hearts is also the 5th anniversary of Galaxy's Edge at Disneyland and Disney World. I believe so.
Yes, they both opened in 2019. Ours in May and theirs, I think, in like August or something. But they ended up getting Rise of Skywalker also in 2019 in December, and I think we got it in January.
Rise of the Resistance.
Sorry, there you go.
Well, why name a ride the same as a movie that just came out?
I'm sure they thought about it.
Yeah.
Synergy.
I'm going to start. We've talked about it before on the show and the podcast before, but of course, I'm going to shoot over to Ryan first, who was actually there opening day. So, I mean,
sorry again, Joey. I'm sorry.
I probably wouldn't have been able to go. But I mean, first, you're the first one there. You're boots on the ground opening day. What was your initial reaction? We'll skip all the pre-stuff of the burritos in Tomorrowland and meeting or seeing. But actually, like when you actually
remember, did they give us burritos?
You said you bought like a breakfast burrito or something.
I don't remember. I just remember. I don't know doing pre stuff, but that's the first time I've ever walked into Disneyland with no one on Main Street. I have a picture somewhere. It's empty Main Street, sunrise. No one. There's like a cast member or two. But yeah, we're not going to do pre stuff. That is just a memory from the day. But yeah, opening day. I sent you. I don't know if you have it ready to play or wait. But I have a video of when they let us all walk in.
Yeah, but y'all were walking into the place where you got the wristbands, right?
Yeah, it looks like Launch Bay.
No, I have a video of us walking into Galaxy's Edge.
Okay.
I don't know if we got that.
No, it looks like Launch Bay.
No? Okay, well, I have it somewhere. But yeah, that's the first time I've ever been a part of something like that at Disney, like an opening day for anything. I missed Cars Land by 2 weeks.
They used clips of that in the was it Imagineering Story or whatever, where they show like Adam the Woo and all the people walking in on opening day.
Is that or Beyond the
Black Fire?
I think so. Yeah. Yeah, that's a Launch Bay video.
Yeah, it sure is.
But was your initial? I mean,
it was just like in awe, like speechless.
That's Danny.
That is it.
Yeah, I was Adam LeWoo and Justin Scard were with me there too.
I'm pretty sure that was Just Ask Danny.
Yeah, look like him. Shout out Danny.
Contributor to Walt's apartment.
Yes. But yeah, don't worry about looking for it right now. So.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah, just like in awe, speechless. I didn't see Millennium Falcon first because I just got right into the line for the bar. Got in line for the bar, and I was right in front of this, so I grabbed this little guy right here. But yeah, like just it's like you left Disneyland, and like just that feeling, because like at that point I've been going to Disneyland for like 20 something years, and like it's all familiar, and you know where everything is, and you know the feeling, and just walking through under the railroad for the first time, and the music transition, and like you're not Disneyland, and just feeling that for the first time. It's now starting to feel like Disneyland just because we've gone so many times with Galaxy's Edge being there, but it was just a different, completely new feeling being in Disneyland, which was, I think, like the biggest takeaway for me. So
you're obviously the youngest one out of us, but I mean, did it feel like Star Wars when you were there? I mean,
yeah, 100%. They had not all the characters that you have now, but I have some pictures. There's Stormtroopers, Rey, Kylo. Congratulations on the baby, Kevin.
That's Raider nerd.
I don't remember if Chewie was out. But yeah, 100% Star Wars. The market, like, just with the weird knickknacks that you can find that weren't the thing that you could buy, like the same little souvenir you'd see at Frontierland, Tomorrowland, Main Street, all with the same stuff just slapped on it. Like it was like the little wooden stormtroopers. Like it was just random stuff that felt unique. And that's something that didn't feel like Disneyland. Felt like old Disneyland when all the different stores had unique items, but now everything's the exact same boring stuff. Like some of it's cool, but a lot of it's just rinse and repeat for all the stores. And yeah.
And before you got there, like, what were you looking forward to the most?
Food, probably food. That's probably food.
We'll talk about that shortly.
Yeah, but because Rise wasn't open, and I wasn't too hyped for the Millennium Falcon ride.
Not for whatever the wait was, I'm sure.
There's no wait.
So this picture that we're showing now, I'm guessing this is when it just opened.
Maybe I thought that was a video, but I love that picture.
All the bloggers, and
like Millennium Falcon,
popcorn bucket.
I think it's a hat.
No, that's the popcorn bucket. It's kind of
yeah.
Doesn't it look like someone's wearing it on their head?
Possibly.
Yeah, that's the drink I had the first morning with the cookie on top, the blue one.
This one looks like a milk bone.
Yeah, I don't even. Was that all they had for drinks opening day?
Yeah, I was gonna say that's a small ass lineup.
I think
see
that's all they had.
Rancor. That's the one. The Bloody Rancor looks like the one with the bone. I can't read the other one.
Yeah, the blue milk. That's the blue milk with the Samoan cookie on top.
Yeah, because it looks like there's 2 drinks, and then there's 3 or 4 on the non-alcoholic.
Yeah, that was the opening day menu.
Wow,
crazy.
It was we'll call the bar rescue. Damn it.
Was it 8 a.m. or did they open earlier?
I think it was 8, but we got let into the park at 4:30 or 5.
Wow.
So we stood on. They held us on Main Street till like 6:30 or 7, and then went through Docking Bay, not Docking Bay.
Yeah, whatever the former Star Wars land.
Launch Bay.
Yeah.
Launch Bay, yes.
Yeah.
That's where the video was from earlier.
Yeah. We'll never see again.
Yeah, we got to figure out something to do with that building. Anyways, different show. Yeah, and then they walked us around Matterhorn, between Matterhorn and Nemo. Then we went through Fantasyland and then through the first or the second entrance on the Frontierland Trail.
Now remind us, because they did these in groups, so like how long of a time were groups allowed? I know you were there a little bit longer, hiding in the bathroom.
A little bit. We were allowed 8 to 11, and then 11 to 12, 8 to 11 or 8 to 12, and then there was like an hour transition period.
Okay, and not that you were there, but were people leaving out of the same exit or entrance?
Or I don't know. I hid in the bathroom for an hour and a half, and then I walked around for like 2 more hours when I wasn't supposed to. I just kept my hand in my pocket with my wristband until I went to it.
Ryan's claim to fame was christening the refreshers in the marketplace.
Yes.
Or was it the Droid Depot one?
No, it was Marketplace.
Oh, okay.
It was I stayed in there for a long time.
Which is a great bathroom to go into when it's hot outside.
Is it?
Oh yeah.
Oh, is there good AC in there?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay, good to know. But yeah, no, I stayed in there for like an hour and a half, just to hide, not because things weren't working, but just to hide. And then came out, just kept my hands in my pocket, and walked around for like another 2 hours, just looking at everything,
taking photos.
And then I started taking photos again, and that's how they're like, "Hey, you're supposed to be out of here." I'm like, "I know." So then I left.
That's what you've been like, "Eh, what?"
Yeah, I know speak to English. Yeah, and then that's how I got caught. They were nice. They're like, "Ah, come on, you gotta go." I'm like, "Yeah, no." So then
I know you got me.
Yeah. So I technically, I think I was there till like 3 or 4, and I was only supposed to be there until 11. But
that's awesome. Proud of you, son.
Thanks.
What about you, Alex? Initial reaction, initial feelings?
I don't think I've still accumulated as much time in the bathrooms on Batu as Ryan has in that one visit. But yeah, no, first time I went, I think was September of 2019. We had a quick trip. We were with Addie's cousin for a couple days. I think that's from the other trip, but yeah, my parents were there. Got the photo pass. Shout out to, I think it was Max Pass at the time.
Yeah, I think it was still Max Pass.
This was the day we were spotted on Fresh Baked.
Yeah, as a shout out to that awesome shirt you're wearing before you were a host here.
Classic.
I remember. I don't know. I guess the first time I went in, it felt like the novel. At least for me, the novelty hadn't worn off. But like the novelty for others, I mean, it wasn't like you had to wait to get into the land or anything. But yeah, I was stoked for all the things. I don't think 34% didn't do too well. I believe I got the pilot. That was great though. Big ups to the can't remember it's the Milu Run Juice or the Tatooine Sunset, but
that's the Tatooine Sunset is orange.
So that's the Milu Run then.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this is the droids I was looking for.
Yeah. And the wife. or pre-wife.
That's what I said. She's the droid I was looking for.
Oh, gotcha.
That's why she did the robot thing. But yeah, some of the pictures in there from a second trip, first trip. I thought, yeah, see, this is the first time we went on Rise of the Resistance. Now that was amazing. Waiting in the queue. Obviously, the theming builds up, and I was just in shock of how I felt that I had left the theme park. The same way Ryan said, you first go in and you're no longer at Disneyland. I was like, not only am I no longer at Disneyland, I honestly believe I'm on a Star Destroyer right now.
Yeah.
I don't know if you get to any of those videos, but I think there's a video of the briefing room, and then a video once you are captured and placed in a cell. And you can definitely hear giddy noises coming from me while I'm recording. I cried. It was great.
Enemies of the first order. We will soon snap out.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just, I cried. It was great. You see it now. This was when we finally made it into the cell, and Hux and Kylo giving it to us.
You know the location of the secret base. Take it from you.
We're needed on the bridge.
That's so cool.
Keep the prisoners here. I will return to finish this personally.
So I know the big controversy is this part of the ride or still part of the queue?
Ride.
Hold on. Here's my part. Turn it up. That was me chuckling, saying, "Oh!" I remember getting on the ship after the briefing room, and the only other time, and this wasn't even in a park, but as much as we talk about the live-action remakes of Disney movies, the opening of Beauty and the Beast with Emma Watson, and I don't know what you call Great Wide Somewhere, Bonjour, that whole opening song, this provincial town, yeah. But when they did that, I was just like, they did it. They made it real. It's awesome. And that's how I felt riding Rise of the Resistance. I was like, they made it real. I left a theme park and I literally went on a trip from my childhood. And that was really a game changer for the land when that opened. I think we all knew in the beginning, this is cool, but when it has the other ride, it's really I still feel like I could probably spend a full day just in Galaxy's Edge. I know Ryan almost did. I won't spend an hour and a half in the bathroom, but, I'll like sit and play sabacc at the tables outside of Docking Bay 7 or, sit and read part of a Star Wars book or something, just in the vibe. Great times, all the times I've been there. Is the novelty wearing off? No. I mean, I guess to some degree, it does feel a little bit more like you're in the park because you've been there multiple times. But on my most recent trip, I was having an issue with my lightsaber I had purchased on the previous trip on my birthday. And so I went to Savi's to talk to them. But I tried to stay in universe and in character. So, when I was talking about the issue being with the batteries and I was talking to the citizen of Batuu, I was like, I think I might be having trouble with the power source. And she's like, yeah, you're definitely having an issue with the power source. And it was funny because we were both kind of fumbling around how to say what to do in real life. I guess that wasn't in the training, how to tell people what to do with their batteries and their lightsaber, but it's fun. I know I don't think a lot of the cast members in the lands are still keeping up with it, but
some are,
and they are, and we've gotten many more characters and character interactions, which I think as a result of Avengers Campus opening and people enjoying the character interactions over there, they kind of leaned into that more in Batuu, which is great. Yeah, and of course, dropping the time frame situation.
Yeah, especially with like the stuff they were doing during Star Wars night with like Rey, the lightsabers, and the little shows doing on the balconies and stuff. My first time, it was everything I wanted as a kid. Of course, I teared up the first time I saw the Falcon. I actually kind of get emotional every time I see it because this ship is like a character, and majority of my Star Wars like shirts like are Falcon based. My favorite tiki mug is a Falcon. So just the fact that it's there in all its glory. Actually got video of it. It's on our YouTube. Let's see. I'm just going to show.
Shout out to producer Christy.
Yes, and I think Jason was there. Interactive Realm. So we're just going to play a little bit of it. Okay, so we just got out Oga's Cantina. Don't make fun of me crying and getting emotional
right now. And we're headed towards the Falcon. So
Oga's was awesome. Actually, I got a stage fright, so I didn't tear up in camera as much as I thought. But anyways,
Oga's was awesome. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Oga's was awesome. My drink, I got the Yub Nub, and it was.
The coffee wasn't good.
Coffee wasn't good, but the Yub Nub was awesome.
Orange and coffee don't go well together.
I just saw the Falcon. Holy.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
You gonna cry, Joey?
Not with the pressure.
He might cry.
Oh my God.
He might cry.
Stop.
No, because you're gonna cry.
No, I'm not.
And it's hilarious. Don't cry, Joey. Okay, well, we'll take it off Joey for a second. And this is what he's gonna cry over.
Really? Oh my
So
God.
when we were here last time, Joey was very excited because they had the mock-up of Galaxy's Edge on here. And
Yeah, it was
it wasn't even, it was nothing more than a poster.
At the D23 Expo.
Yes.
That has been my Twitter photo for the last 2 years now.
And here it is.
I'm trying to get out of it, but yeah, you guys were all there. So, well, not there, but you saw.
That was me after Rise.
Oh, so of course got my Yub Nub.
I got that one too.
That was the first thing after we entered the land was we got I think we had 8:30 reservations for Oga, so never too early for tiki drinks and cocktails and Rex. So I thought I had a picture in front of the inside.
Okay, so we
just got rid of that. So, yeah, that's how I felt all day, pretty much.
Fair.
But no, I think they hit it out of the. It was a home run for sure. Also, I think, Alex, we kind of brought it up a little bit, but once we finally got onto Rise of the Resistance, I mean, well, you kind of mentioned it. I was there for Ryan's first time, which I am so glad. I was really nervous because when Ryan, you wrote it for the first time, and I'll get back to you on that, Alex, too. But I was worried because it was the COVID restrictions were going on. And so like before, like when I wrote it in Florida, they had the plexiglass and everything, but I wrote it before the plexiglass. So I was like, okay, cool. But then I was really worried that it was going to take away from your first experience. But the day we went to Disneyland was the day they lifted all that. So
yeah,
there were still some restrictions, but they didn't have the plexiglass. So, I mean, I know your reaction, but what were you thinking when you first wrote it?
I was in a Star Wars movie.
Yeah.
That was literally my reaction was your reaction to the Falcon. It was like one. I think I did cry. Did I cry? I probably cried.
Yeah. Yeah. I have video of you after. You're just like.
So just me awesome. Normally.
No. Yeah, that was me too.
Yeah. But yeah, no, it was like I was in a movie. It was crazy. It's still crazy. Unfortunately, not a lot, but some big parts don't work like they used to. Like my favorite part from the first time I rode is when you're going down that corridor where you can see the battle, and then the big guns are like shooting and pulling back and moving back and forth, and that they don't do that anymore. And I think there's something else that doesn't work like opening day, but I forget. But anyways,
the big cannons in they call it the cat and mouse room.
Yeah.
Those cannons that were supposed to, they kind of shoot back. I remember seeing that the first time, and I haven't seen it since.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it's just like you're in a movie, and it's amazing. It's a good movie. It's a good Star Wars movie.
Yeah. I remember the first time I rode it, it was at night. So it's like, we're going through the queue, then the whole briefing with Rey and BB-8 to Poe. I'm like, wow, that's awesome. Then, they rush you out. Then you see the shuttle. You see Poe's X-Wing. And this is the only time I've seen somebody do it, but it was just past sunset. So it wasn't fully dark yet, but it was mostly dark. And so all the lights were working. And this girl comes from around the corner with like these lit up wands and was like waving Poe's X-Wing like to get ready for launch. And I'm like, wow, that's like immersive. Then the whole scene when you're in the shuttle, take off, it's like Star Tours, and then once those gates, the doors open, and you just see that you're in the hangar of the Star Destroyers, it's like, oh my god! And you're not even in the ride yet, but I still count it as the experience. But
yeah, I think a little thing I have heard through the internet and the way is the ride wait time is till you get in a ride vehicle.
Yeah.
So that's why I tell everybody, if you see it for an hour wait, that's really only about 35, 40 minutes, maybe a little bit more before you're getting to the Rey room, the briefing room.
Yeah.
There's so much experience between that point and when you're in a ride vehicle, not to mention everything you see in the queue. So as long as you can avoid any stoppages while you're there, anything less than an hour wait is a good wait for that ride.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I think before, like way before it opened, Alex, before you joined the show, like we were kind of like talking about, and we were kind of reporting news that's coming out. We're like, wait, so you get on the ride, then you do a little thing, then you get off the ride, you walk around, then you get back. How's that going to work? That. And we're trying to, we couldn't like put it to our mind, like how's that even possible? But then Imagineers. I mean, this is. Yeah.
I remember when they said that it was going to incorporate a drop ride and a trackless ride vehicle. And I think we all thought you were going to have to walk from the vehicle to the drop ride, not that it was going to take the vehicle into the drop ride.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think that's how we. Oh, sorry, I dropped Mickey. I think that's what we kind of decided what was going to happen. It's like, okay, so you're going to go on a ride, and then you're going to get off the ride and go on another ride, and then it'll drop, and then you get off the ride, and the ride will be over.
Like, what would that even be thematically? Like, oh, okay, now you're going to escape, so I guess you're board an escape pod, and then it just drops you.
Well, but while you're trying to escape, you're in line again, so you got to wait. No,
but also, it's like Star Tours and an enhanced motion simulator ride. I mean, the fact that I remember trying to explain to people, it's like they married Peter Pan, Star Tours, and Tower of Terror all into one ride system. I mean, that's absurd. It's the only ride I'm like, when it breaks down, I'm like, okay, I'll give you your time. Like Indiana Jones, figure your shit out. You've been around for a while. But Rise of the Resistance, been around less than 5 years. You deserve to break down twice a day because you're such an amazing ride system.
And it's just everything. So I always throw this out too. Like everything's so computerized nowadays that, it's easy to say something broke down, but we all know it's resetting. It takes like 20, 30 minutes to reset sometimes. So, but yeah, Indiana Jones got to figure it out. It's been happening too often, but, have you guys, this wasn't in our notes, but I did this for the first time last trip, but on Smuggler's Run, have you guys done Chewy mode?
Nah, I had never been. I don't think I've ever been on it with a full group of people I knew. So I never really tried.
Okay, so this is how we got Chewy mode. It was me, Courtney, with a mother and son and 2 friends, and we were gunners. Well, the son wanted to be co-pilot, and then the mom's like, "Oh, do you want to be pilot?" And I'm like, "Oh no, go ahead." And we let her. Anyways, she's like, "Do you guys?" While we were lining up, she asked us, like, "Do you guys care if we do Wookiee mode or Chewy mode?" And we're like, "Nah." So she's like, "Okay, don't." And so she asked the cast member, and the cast member was like, "Don't push any buttons or nothing." And she actually did it for everybody.
Oh,
So.
nice.
So if you guys want to try it, it is really fun too, because you just hear all the time. But yeah, if you guys want to try it, even if you're with people that you don't know, just ask if they're cool with it, and then ask a cast member if they are. But yeah, it was really fun. So I got some of it on video, and it's on our Elements of Fun Seasons of the Force video that we just uploaded. But the one thing I was going to ask is, we were promised a lot of stuff that didn't happen. So this is kind of like our armchair moment for Galaxy's Edge. What will we want to add? Anything that was either announced previously, like at D23, or like your own idea? How would you expand on the land? And anybody could take this.
I'll go. We'll make it quick. I think it needs another ride. I don't know if it's possible, but I would love to see a dark ride, even a boat ride going through like a swamp or something, but just a chronological kind of dark ride history of the Skywalker name. Because that would tie in the episode, like it would go all the way to episode 9 with Rey. Just scenes, like major scenes from each movie with animatronics, just nice and slow, we just need another ride, I think, like another People Eater, because it's such a big land, and it has one giant ride and one, in my opinion, mediocre ride with Smuggler's Run. So I think it needs something familiar for guests, like to see Vader somehow. That's just, in my opinion.
I'm cool with bringing the characters in, bring Vader in, have Luke walking around one side of the marketplace at some point or whatever. But the dark ride, while cool in theory, to me it sounds like a Star Wars version of Spaceship Earth, and it just
that sounds awesome.
into a museum, and it shouldn't be a museum. So while the concept of it, if it were somewhere else, would be cool. Maybe they want to do a Skywalker overlay for Season of the Force in Spaceship Earth. I don't know, but I had heard there were at least mock-ups for a Bantha style ride. I don't know if it was going to use People Mover technology or what, but if they could incorporate Banthas and People Mover, I'd be all over that. And the thing I think that could happen, has been talked about, is a sit-down restaurant. Initially, you're looking at Batuu, and you're like, sit-down restaurant on this planet. It's going to be somewhere between it's not really like a luxurious planet, right? But what it is Space 220 on Batuu. You have that space. I don't know what it's for, but those little doors that are just to the left of the marketplace before you get over to Rise of the Resistance, you have your check-in space there. I don't know, for those who've been to Space 220 or seen it, they have the Stellevator, which is an elevator that takes you up. And I believe they use something similar with the Galactic Star Cruiser when you checked in and beamed up to the Chandrilia star line, the Halcyon. But yeah, something like that. I mean, shit, they could bring back the Halcyon if they want. And what's her name? The Gaia, the singer. It could be like a dinner show where you are going through the galaxy, every 15 minutes, see a different planet in the background, and, whatever. It'd probably be a loop of about 3 hours, so you wouldn't see it all in one meal. And you'd get off through the Stellevator or whatever. Again, I think that would be dope. I think it's very plausible, as they already have the workings for it from Space 220. I guess it's just a matter of space. But that's what I'd like to see next. I'd love to see another ride, but then I think we're cutting into Fantasyland or what was once Critter Country.
Yeah.
Point.
They
now
did.
Disneyland Forwards happened.
Yeah, they did.
More room, right?
They did start on a
Skywalker Land.
The Bantha ride was something that was planned, and they just because the parts where all the scrap droids and stuff are, and there's that where Chewie and Rey and Vi would be on top of that level.
Yeah. Oh, was that supposed to be the loading area?
That's supposed to be the loading area, but the crowd is too crowded for them to go in the streets. I'm not going to get too much into it. I'll send you guys a video, but there's a YouTuber that actually broke down how they could still do it. I'll send it to you guys after we record.
I couldn't imagine how it could work with all the people in the streets.
Yeah, but the way he mentions it, it actually sounds pretty cool. So after record, I'll send it to you guys. But my thought is exactly what you said, Alex. And that was one of the things we were promised in the early concept was a sit-down restaurant with entertainment. They had aliens. One of the aliens was a Twi'lek singer, Gaia. It was a whole thing that they had the Rodian. So it was we were supposed to have that sit down restaurant, but we never got it. And they sent it to the cruiser because why they can make more money. And even with they had the Oga's the Oga's playlist that came out early on when it opened.
Yeah.
There's a track from Gaia on there well before the Halcyon. Yeah, go check it out. I forget what song, but it's actually a Gaia singing. So,
well, and I was just going to say to that end, there's been many talks and videos like this of how a lot of what we were promised ended up becoming the Star Cruiser,
Yeah.
They were like, hey, this was our idea, but we could really charge a lot more for this. And I guess they could and did, but for whatever reason, it wasn't, tenable that they could continue to do it. Because I really wish it could have lasted until I could have got there. But yeah, I think one of the things was your stats from the ride following you, through your interaction. So how poorly I did flying the Millennium Falcon would have determined how I was treated when I walked into Oga's and things like that. I'd say for 5 years, what we got, I'm very happy with. I'm excited to see what happens with 5 more years with Disneyland Forward happening. Yeah.
Yeah. And I just want to end like what they've done recently with the fireworks show with the music. It adds so much to the show, I think. And it's cool that. Oh, you missed it?
I missed it.
Oh, the fireworks show is great. It's only going to be Season of the Force, though, right?
What is all this rigging going on? Oh, and Joey's got bubbles on his face now?
Oh, yeah. But
there's been random ringing all show.
I don't know what that ringing is.
I have no idea.
But so from what I've heard, it's actually going to stick around for the foreseeable future.
They should. Why wouldn't they? As long as it matches the fireworks show, right?
Well, that's the thing. They're editing the music based on whatever fireworks show is going. So when they did when they first started the music, it was Mickey's Mixed Magic. But once they brought in the Toy Story, they actually changed the music from Mickey's Mixed Magic, and they're going to be doing it with the holidays and even Halloween. So
I thought it was Wondrous when I was there.
Yeah, I don't remember, but
they brought Wondrous back for like a spell, a couple weeks.
Yeah. So that is from what I've heard. The thing is they're going to be tricking out the music. So, but yeah,
checking it out.
Happy 5th anniversary, Galaxy's Edge. Love the land. I mean, we didn't even talk about the building the lightsabers, which is one of the most
lightsabers, droids,
crazy thing I've ever done.
Justice for Vi Marati.
Still haven't built a lightsaber.
Oh my gosh! So
I'm gonna do it for my 30th.
And if you want Ryan to build a lightsaber, you too can become a patron here as part of the DU crew. I'm turning on some John Williams music.
I got to do this for Ryan.
Yes, that's right. The DU crew, the best crew in the entire galaxy. They travel with us from this end of the galaxy to that, and especially to Batuu. And if you want to come to Batuu as part of the DU crew with the likes of great Jedi or Sith of Jen, Alfredo, Sasquatch, Wedge Antilles, Sean, John Z, and of course Tyler, the greatest Jedis and Siths in all of the galaxy, then you should go to patreon.com/DU crew and become part of the crew.
Yay, yay.
That's where the beeping's coming from.
Oh, okay. I was wondering, I'm like, I thought it was sounds like a slot machine or something.
It said recording error at the bottom. Did anybody else get that?
No, but it's okay because we're all done, I guess. So, but I want to thank you guys for joining us for Star Wars Month. This is one of our favorite times. We got a few more shows to do. So the next one is we're celebrating another 5th anniversary, and that is
arguably the biggest anniversary of this Star Wars Month 2024.
Yeah, absolutely. So yes, we are going to be talking about 5 years of The Mandalorian, which also premiered in 2019. So we figured that one's going to have its own show, and we still are going to work out the 40th anniversary of Caravan of Courage somewhere towards the end of the month.
Yeah, maybe we'll slide it in for the DU crew and then release it here for you guys later this year. Maybe we'll figure out what date it was actually released on, unless it was May. We'll have to rewind.
Bless you. Comment what you guys favorite stuff on Rise of Skywalker or Galaxy's Edge, and we'd love to hear from that. So I guess until next time,
may the Son of Darkness be with you
till infinity and beyond.
You gonna cry, Joey? You gonna cry? Are you crying?
Shout out producer Christy.
Hey. With love.
With love. So don't forget to check out our firework video too. So, but we'll see you guys next week.